There is a market town in the Welsh mountains where a two-bedroom cottage costs less than £500 a month to rent, and the views stretch across 3 counties. This is not a forgotten ruin. It is a working town with a GP surgery, a weekly market, and neighbors who actually know your name. Everyone assumes affordable mountain living means compromising on everything. Remote locations with no bus service. Crumbling cottages miles from the nearest shop. Villages where the post office closed 10 years ago and the young people left 20 years before that. But here is what most people never discover. Scattered across Britain's uplands are towns that combine genuine mountain scenery with rents that would make city dwellers weep. Towns where £500 a month gets you stone walls, fell views, and a community that still functions. Welcome to Cottage Dreams. Hit subscribe and drop a comment telling us where you live now and whether you have ever considered relocating. We rate every single one. We are counting down 7 mountain towns in the United Kingdom where rent stays under £700. One has a steam railway running through the center. Another sits beneath England's highest peaks with rents averaging £420. And yes, one place offers mountain views, a cottage hospital, and monthly costs that leave money for actually enjoying retirement. Let us begin with a place that proves the Pennines are not just for walkers passing through. Number 7. Buxton in Derbyshire sits at over 300 meters elevation, making it one of England's highest market towns. The population hovers around 23,000, large enough for proper amenities, but small enough that the butcher remembers your order. Manchester lies just an hour by train. Sheffield is closer still. The Peak District National Park surrounds the town on 3 sides. Average rent for a 2-bedroom property runs between £550 and £650 per month, according to current Rightmove listings. The town center offers Victorian architecture that rivals Bath but without Bath prices. The Crescent, recently restored as a luxury spa hotel, anchors a town that has been welcoming visitors since Roman times. The Opera House hosts year-round performances. The weekly market fills the square each Tuesday and Saturday. Healthcare access is solid. Buxton Hospital provides outpatient services and minor injuries treatment. GP surgeries accept new patients. The bus station connects to surrounding villages and larger towns. Walking routes start from your doorstep. The Monsall Trail, a former railway line, offers flat, accessible walking through spectacular limestone scenery. Buxton challenges you with weather. This is not a criticism. This is a fact. Snow settles here when lower towns see only rain. The wind across the marketplace in January requires proper clothing. Summer evenings can turn cold quickly. But the compensation is a town that feels like somewhere rather than anywhere. Todmorden straddles the Yorkshire and Lancashire border, where the Calder Valley cuts through the Pennine Hills. The town claims around 15,000 residents and a fierce independent spirit that dates back to its textile mill heritage. Manchester and Leeds are both reachable within an hour. The train runs direct to both cities every 30 minutes during peak times. Rent for a 2-bedroom terrace runs between £400 and £550 a month. Yes, those figures are accurate. Zoopla data from December 2025 shows median asking rents of £470 for 2-bedroom properties. Stone terraces climb the hillsides in rows that follow the contours. Mills converted to apartments offer space that city budgets cannot touch. Todmorden has become known for community growing projects. The incredible edible movement started here, transforming neglected corners into vegetable gardens anyone can harvest. This is not quaint tokenism. This is a town that decided to feed itself and actually did something about it. The community spirit is tangible. Monthly markets showcase local producers. The Hippodrome Theatre, volunteer-run, offers everything from comedy to classical music. Healthcare comes through the Todmorden Health Centre and the Urgent Care Centre at Burnley General, about 20 minutes by car. The bus network connects valley towns. The Pennine Way passes nearby for serious walkers. Gentler routes follow the canal towpath through the valley floor. Todmorden challenges you with terrain. The valley is steep. Streets climb at angles that require thought in icy weather. Shopping means navigating slopes. The town center floods occasionally when the Calder rises, but these are known quantities, challenges that residents have managed for 200 years. Number 5. Blaenau Ffestiniog lies in the heart of Snowdonia, where slate quarries carved cathedral-sized caverns into the mountains. The population sits around 5,000. Bangor is 40 minutes by car. The Ffestiniog Railway, a working steam heritage line, runs through the town center down to Porthmadog on the coast. Rent for a 2-bedroom property averages between £400 and £520 per month. Some listings dip below £400. The housing stock is largely Victorian slate workers' cottages, solid stone walls built to withstand weather that takes mountain living seriously. These are not flimsy constructions. They were built by people who understood Snowdonia winters. The surrounding landscape is unlike anywhere else in Britain. Slate tips form gray mountains of their own. Lakes fill abandoned quarry pits, their water an unearthly blue-green. Walking routes range from gentle lakeside strolls to serious mountain days on Molwen Mar and the peaks beyond. Zip World operates adventure attractions in the former quarries, bringing visitors and employment. Healthcare comes through the local surgery, with the district hospital at Ysbydie Gwynedd in Bangor providing full services. Bus connections link to surrounding towns. The train to Porthmadog offers one of Britain's finest railway journeys, 13 miles through mountain scenery that regularly appears in television programs about Wales. Blaenau Ffestiniog challenges you with weather and community. Rainfall here is serious. The town sits in a rain shadow that catches Atlantic weather systems with enthusiasm. Gray days outnumber sunny ones, but the compensation is landscape that makes gray skies look dramatic rather than merely dull. And the community that remains is one that chose to stay. Number 4. Settle in North Yorkshire sits where the Dales begin their climb toward Pennines, Ingleborough, and Whernside. The town has around 2,500 residents, small enough for genuine community, and large enough for a proper high street. Leeds is 90 minutes by the famous Settle to Carlisle Railway. Skipton, with its larger shops, lies just 15 minutes by car. Rent for a 2-bedroom property ranges between £480 and £620 a month. Stone cottages line the marketplace. Georgian townhouses offer period features at prices that would be comic in the Cotswolds. The building stock is limestone, golden gray, the same stone that forms the pavements and scars of the surrounding uplands. The Settle to Carlisle Railway is not merely a transport link. It is an engineering marvel that brings visitors from around the world to photograph its viaducts and traverse its high moorland route. Living here means having a World Heritage Site standard railway journey as your connection to the outside world. Healthcare comes through the town's surgery, with Airedale Hospital providing full services in Keighley, about 40 minutes away. Bus connections are limited, but the railway compensates. Walking in the Three Peaks area starts from town. Easier routes follow the Ribbleway along the valley floor. Settle challenges you with distance from major hospitals and the limited bus network. The railway is wonderful, but it runs on its own schedule. A car helps, though it is not essential. Winter can close the high roads. But the compensation is a market town that feels complete, not a dormitory, not a museum, but a place that works. Number 3. Keswick in the Lake District sits between Derwentwater and the Skiddaw Massif. The town holds around 5,000 residents, though tourism swells summer populations considerably. Penrith, with its train station and motorway junction, lies 20 minutes away. Carlisle is 40 minutes north. Rent for a 2-bedroom property runs between £550 and £680 a month. Higher than some entries on this list, but this is the Lake District. These are prices that would be impossible in Windermere or Ambleside. Keswick offers relative affordability within a landscape that draws millions of visitors annually. The setting is extraordinary, even by Lake District standards. Derwentwater lies within walking distance from the town center. Skiddaw, one of only 4 English peaks exceeding 3,000 feet, rises directly behind the town. The theater by the lake offers professional productions year-round. Healthcare comes through the Keswick Cottage Hospital, one of the few remaining in England, which provides minor injuries treatment and outpatient services. Cumberland Infirmary in Carlisle handles major emergencies. General practitioner access is good. Bus services connect to Penrith Station and surrounding villages. Keswick challenges you with tourist crowds in summer and limited parking year-round. The town can feel overrun in August. Bank holidays bring traffic that clogs approach roads. But the compensation is access to one of Britain's most celebrated landscapes at prices that remain within reach. The crowds come and go. The residents remain. Number 2. Dolgellau lies beneath Cadair Idris, the mountain that Welsh legend says will grant either madness or poetry to anyone who sleeps on its summit. The town holds around 2,500 residents and serves as the gateway to southern Snowdonia. Machynlleth is 20 minutes to the south. Barmouth and its beaches are 20 minutes to the west. Rent for a 2-bedroom property averages between £420 and £540 per month. Georgian and Victorian buildings line streets that follow medieval patterns. The town's importance as a wool trading center left architectural quality that survives today. Cadair Idris dominates the horizon, one of Wales's finest mountains, accessible on multiple routes from Dolgellau itself. The Modoc Trail follows a former railway line to Barmouth, 8 miles of flat cycling and walking along the estuary. Coedwig Brennan Forest Park offers mountain biking trails of international standard alongside gentle family routes. Healthcare comes through the local surgery, with Blaenau Hospital in Aberystwyth providing district services. Bus connections link to surrounding towns. The location between coast and mountain means beaches and peaks are equally accessible. The climate is mild, moderated by coastal proximity, with less extreme weather than higher mountain towns. Dolgellau challenges you with distance from major hospitals and the reality of rural Welsh life. Ambulance response times are longer than in urban areas. Some specialist care requires travel to larger centers. But the compensation is a market town of genuine beauty in a landscape that rivals anywhere in Britain. Number 1. Appleby in Westmorland takes the top position. This ancient town in the Eden Valley sits between the Pennines and the Lake District Fells, has around 3,000 residents, and offers average rents that challenge belief. 2-bedroom properties here rent between £400 and £540 per month. Current Rightmove listings show cottages at £420, terraced houses in the town center at £460. Even larger properties with gardens struggle to exceed £600. These figures exist in a market town with a Norman castle, a broad main street lined with independent shops, and railway connections to Carlisle, Leeds, and London. Appleby was the county town of Westmorland before local government reorganization abolished the county. It retains the quiet dignity of that status. The annual horse fair, held each June, brings thousands of Romani and traveler people to the largest gathering of its kind in Europe. The tradition stretches back to the 17th century. The Settle to Carlisle Railway stops here, placing Leeds under 2 hours away by one of England's most scenic routes. The M6 is accessible via Penrith. The North Pennines area of outstanding natural beauty begins immediately east, offering moorland walking with a fraction of Lake District crowds. Healthcare comes through the Appleby medical practice, with Penrith Hospital providing community services and Cumberland Infirmary in Carlisle handling emergencies. Bus connections serve surrounding villages. The town offers 2 supermarkets, a butcher, multiple pubs, a swimming pool, and the kind of independent shops that vanished from larger towns decades ago. Appleby challenges you with winter weather and the reality of small-town life. Snow falls here and settles. The Pennine winds are genuine. Everyone knows everyone, which means privacy requires effort. But the compensation is a complete market town at prices that make no sense, in a landscape that makes complete sense. Be honest. Has one of these 7 places genuinely surprised you? Drop the name in the comments below. Like this video if you just discovered mountain towns you had never considered. Subscribe, because Britain has more places like these than any property website admits, and this channel finds them before everyone else does. These towns are real. The rents are current. The communities are functioning. And most people will never discover them because nobody bothered to look beyond the obvious. Now you know your move.